Y'all know what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how to lose this belly fat. We're going to talk about how to lose this belly fat. A couple things I need you to understand, which some people forget, is that everybody has a six-pack. Everybody got a six-pack. Each and every one of us, whether we see it or we don't, we got a six-pack. Everybody got one. The only thing that's stopping you from seeing yours is going to be how much body fat you have. So don't get discouraged if you can't see abs. Like I said before, everybody got the six-pack. The only thing that's stopping you from seeing it is the belly fat. And the beautiful thing is, we're going to talk about how to lose this belly fat. We're going to talk about how to get right. We're going to talk about what you need to do. And it's not things that are extreme. Some people overcomplicate getting in shape. I'm gonna make it simple for you. I'm gonna make it real simple for you. First of all, I'm gonna repeat myself with this, is everybody already has a six-pack. The only thing that's stopping you from seeing your six-pack is going to be the belly fat. That's it. So for starts, this is a great example. We got 5 pounds of body fat right here. We got 5 pounds of muscle right here. When we put 5 pounds on the scale, 5 pounds is 5 pounds, correct? But I need you to understand, 5 pounds of this, we ain't going to actually see that six-pack like we want. But you actually have a lot of this already. The only thing that's stopping you from seeing the six-pack, despite you having this, is you have way too much of this. I'm going to teach you how to drop this. We got to drop a lot of this in order to see more of this. Remember, 5 pounds is 5 pounds. This is 5 pounds of body fat. Right here is 5 pounds of muscle. But it's a night and day difference of how it shows on your body. What it do, Christian, what it do? Remember, while you here, my objective is to be transparent. So drop your questions below. Drop your questions below. Next, I want us to understand, the only reason why you can't see your six-pack, once again, is because your body fat percentage is too high. You see this red area? I need you to be very careful. What it do, Tina? What it do, Tina? Remember, drop your questions if you have any questions while you're here. I appreciate you tapping in with the kid. Drop your questions if you have your questions. I need you to understand that we have a high body fat. And we all the way up here. Ooh, I appreciate it, crazy cool for the roses. I appreciate it. But I need us to understand, the higher we are here, the less we're going to see the six-pack. No need to be alarmed, though, because we can break a lot of this down. It's a lot easier than what you think. We can break a lot of this down. We got a lot of this right here. So we need to start getting closer to here. One thing I do want you to understand before we get to how to break a lot of this down is, when we're in this red area, this is the women's chart, by the way. This is the male's chart. When we in this red area, I need us to understand, it's going to be a lot harder at the end of the day, a lot harder for us to get in shape if we don't follow these steps that I'm going to break down for you. It's going to be a lot harder, believe it or not. But once again, in these areas, you put yourself at risk of heart attack, diabetes, high cholesterol. So I want us to understand that when we're working out, we're not just doing it for the six-pack. We're not just doing it for the nice arms. We're not doing it for the ripped shoulders and the mean chest. It's not why we're doing it. We're really doing it to get healthy. We're really doing this to get healthy. I want you to get healthy. I want you to get healthy. Focus on health. But remember, the lower we go, the beautiful thing about it all is, guess what? You start to see that six-pack you've been wanting. You start to see that six-pack you've been wanting. 20%. Look at the difference between 20% and 30%. It's a 9-day difference. 30%, once again, you're not going to see the abs like you think because it's too much body fat. I'm going to show you this again so you can understand. This is 5 pounds of fat. This is 5 pounds of muscle. Once again, this is 5 pounds of fat. This is 5 pounds of muscle. I want you to understand, everybody at the end of the day that's on this live already has a six-pack. The only thing that's stopping you from seeing a six-pack is you have a high body fat. We're we're going to talk about how to break all of this down. I like to start off with the basics. I don't want you to overcomplicate things. I like to start off with the basics because I don't want you to overcomplicate things and thinking that, oh, what type of bicep exercises should I be doing? We shouldn't be worried about bicep exercises if we all the way up here. I just want to be clear. We should not be focused on bicep exercises if we all the way up here. You get what I'm saying? We need to focus on more compound movements to start off. We don't want to just keep doing a bunch of cardio and thinking that if I lose the 50 pounds that I want to lose, that I'm automatically going to look like me. It's not what we want to focus on. I'm going to break down everything we need to focus on to get what you want from your fitness journey. So understand one thing. In order to break all of this down, we about to go into it. Remember, tap that screen and share the live, by the way, and drop your questions if you do have questions. But I want you to understand, when we're in this red area, we're putting ourselves at risk of heart attack, diabetes, high cholesterol. So I want y'all to understand, we do want to focus on health at the end of the day when it comes down to getting in shape. I don't want you to think that you want it. Like I said, I understand you might want a nice chest, a nice back, nice arms. But that's going to be a bonus when we start dropping this body fat. There's 3 things you always need to focus on if you want to get in great shape. Because we're going to break down everything. There's 3 things you want to focus on if you're trying to get in shape. First thing you need to focus on is recovery. You can only perform as well as you recover. Do understand recovery is key. Recovery is going to be at the top because guess what? When we at the bottom, we got to climb right back up to the top. Recovery is key. Recovery consists of so many different things. Foam rolling, stretching, rest days. And what I mean by rest days, I mean days off of the gym, because a lot of people think that if you train 6-7 days a week, you're going to get in better shape. And that's not always the case. Mainly if you're slipping on recovery. You need to maximize your recovery if you want to get in great shape. There's no way around that. No way around that. Recovery is going to be, once again, foam rolling, stretching. We got to make sure we're doing our dynamic stretching before we get into our activities, before we get into our workouts. We need to make sure we're doing our static stretching. Static stretching is going to be after the workouts to alleviate all the tension that we apply to the body. You get what I mean? So do understand, recovery is going to be very important. Very important. We need to understand that nutrition is also going to be a part of recovery. But before we get into nutrition, because nutrition is number 2, we need to make sure, once again, that in order to get what we want, we need to maximize recovery. Because remember, when you're training the body, you're stressing the body out. You're beating the body down. So if you're not maximizing your recovery, we can also increase the chance of us getting injured. It's something that I want everybody to avoid. There's nothing worse than getting an injury and have to take more time out of the gym. But we don't have to overcomplicate these things if we really want to reduce the body fat. So recovery is going to be key. You don't need to stretch for 3 hours out of the day. You don't need to get 13 hours of sleep. Do understand quality sleep is going to be important. Get as close to 8 hours of sleep as you possibly can. It's going to make a tremendous difference. But you need to maximize your what? Your recovery. Next thing we need to focus on, once again, is nutrition. So I like to get people to understand, when I talk about nutrition, it may be a little different than a lot of what you heard. You can easily start getting great results by understanding what you're putting in your body. This is coming from a gardener. If you paid attention to my profile, I garden. I grow my own food. I'm not saying that you have to go that extreme, but at the end of the day, you do need to understand where your food is coming from. Because you got regular gas and you got premium gas. And I want you to understand, a lot of that regular gas, fast food, majority of these restaurants, to be real with you, is just regular gas. You drive a Ferrari, you drive a Bugatti, you drive a Porsche. You need to be fueling your body with premium gas at all times. This is going to allow you to operate at a high level mentally, not just, workouts. It's going to let you perform at a high level physically as well. And it's going to allow your body to maximize its recovery. This is another reason why I say you need to maximize your nutrition in so many different ways. There's no cookie cut approach to nutrition as well. Do understand some people digestive systems don't do well with gluten products. Some people, they can consume it. It's not a problem. So we do need to be aware of what we consume, and sometimes even when we consume it. So I need us to understand, you need to make sure on a regular basis you're consuming premium foods. Know where your food is coming from. Know the different types of cuts of cow, different cuts of the cow. Filet mignon is going to be different than New York strip. You know what I'm saying? Filet mignon is going to be different than porterhouse. White meat, when it comes down to chicken, is different than dark meat. You get what I mean? You have to understand these different things, because these are going to play a huge role in what you can not just achieve, but also maintain. It's something I want you to understand. Maintenance is going to be very, 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 very important. You need to understand how to maintain at the end of the day in order to really get what you want. This is Hi Brother. I've been here for a while. Oh, what it do, big dog? You see we back on it. You see me back on it. Matter of fact, you still got my number, dog. My number ain't changed, brother. My number ain't changed. If you need me, tap in with me, big dog. But I'm just trying to give a little bit of game. If you got questions, drop your questions as well. I am going to go over questions. Drop your questions. I am going to go over a lot of questions. And I ain't forget about you. Come on now. Come on now. One of the flyers for sure. One of the flyers for sure. But when it comes down to nutrition, once again, it's not a one size fits all, because everybody does have different goals. If you're an athlete, do understand one thing. You might consume things a little different than another athlete. Bikers don't eat the same way bodybuilders eat. That's a great example of nutrition difference. So do understand, depending on what you're trying to do and what you're trying to achieve, is really going to dictate what you should be eating at the end of the day. We need to understand these small things, mainly if we want to maximize the results that we're trying to get. But I need us to understand that going out to eat on a regular basis, it's not where it's at, man. It's not where it's at. You need to take eating into your own hands. If you don't have time, do me a favor, get you a private chef. Another thing you can also do is set up something with a meal prep service, just to make things a lot easier. But do always make sure you understand where your things are coming from. You need to understand where your groceries are coming from when it comes down to the grocery store. We're being too reliant on people to do it for us. We need to take the extra initiative to see, is this going to be beneficial for us at the end of the day? Is this going to be beneficial for us at the end of the day and for what we're trying to achieve from our physiques? You're talking to somebody that's been doing this for a long time. And I want you to understand, food is very important. Another thing you need to understand with foods, when it comes down to fruits and vegetables, what fruits and vegetables are in season when it's time. This actually can mitigate some of the costs. A lot of people always tell me eating healthy is expensive. It's really not. It's really not. You just need to know how to shop. You need to know what works best for you. These things are going to be far more important. Don't make excuses. Don't make excuses when it comes down to it, because making excuses ain't going to do nothing. We just need to make sure we're doing the things that make sense for us. You might have to spend a little bit more on a vegetable because you don't realize that vegetable or that fruit is not in season right now. That happens a lot. Because I want you to understand, if you understand a little bit more about what fruits and vegetables in season and where to buy these fruits and vegetables, then you can already mitigate some of the cost. It's not as expensive as you think. Everybody loves to think, oh, eating is the most expensive thing you can do is eat out. Eat out is very expensive. How much does it cost to DoorDash? DoorDash ain't cheap, y'all. If the meal at DoorDash is $15, I'm telling you right now, by the time you about to process that order for that driver to come and drop the food off, you're spending about $30. So you telling me that that's cheaper because you saving time, so-called. You still got to wait the same amount of time for real, to cook it at the end of the day. But I want you to understand, you can get exactly what you want if you know how to go about these things. And nutrition is something that you're always going to need to work on. Nutrition is something you always going to need to work on. I'm telling y'all right now. Nutrition is going to be something you always need to work on. There's no one size fits all when it comes down, once again, to nutrition. But you do need to understand, once again, how to shop. And also, when it comes down to cultures eat different. So where we buy our things from and what we consume is going to be a drastic difference as well. So once again, you have to know how to shop. But I want you to understand, if you door dashing, you Uber eating it up, if it's a scenario that you eating out all the time at these fast food restaurants, and whether you going there by yourself or you ordering it, you're not getting the quality that you think you really get. And then sometimes, mainly when we start going to those upscale restaurants, they worried about the taste. They're not worried about how healthy it's going to be. There's a small few restaurants out there that are really concerned about you being healthy and your health. I just want to be clear on that. There's a small few, little few restaurants out there that really are concerned about your health at the end of the day. So just be mindful of those little things. But you also need to understand the cause and effects to what you're eating. One thing I always, before we really get into it, I need you to understand, mainly for those who really want to lose weight, stop stressing yourself out about trying to get to this goal that's unrealistic in a small amount of time, because you haven't really factored in the fact that it took you a while to get out of shape. A lot of people don't realize it takes time to get out of shape. It's not something that just happens overnight. You don't just gain 30 pounds in 15 days. It's not how it works. It's because you consistently overconsume. When it comes down to nutrition as well, for those who want to hit the caloric deficit, do understand starving yourself is not going to be it, and crash diets is not going to be it either. A lot of people love to do these crash diets, and then when they come off the diet, the 15 pounds that they lost, they put it right back on because they still haven't learned how to eat. They still haven't built a healthy relationship with food. I want to teach you these things. Don't overcomplicate it at the end of the day. You can get more of what you want if you know what to do. You can get more of what you want if you know what to do. Don't overcomplicate it. If you notice that you put on 20 pounds within the past 3 months, and you notice you really been eating out a lot, and you eating out at these same 2-3 places, let's keep it real, man. Let's keep it real. We know that we shouldn't be eating what we're eating because that's what allowed us to put on the weight. It says you aren't lying. I hardly diet. Facts. Like, for me, I try to get people to understand. My current physique is no protein shakes, no creatine. You don't need none of that stuff. You just need to work out, and you need to understand how to eat. And I want y'all to understand, if I was to shave, I'll look even more defined. I'm hairy as hell. So just imagine how in shape I would look if I shaved. You can get it too. And one thing I'm tired of hearing is genetic stuff. Oh, it's genetics, man. D, it's genetics. You genetically gifted. Like, a lot of y'all not even working out hard enough to see what you can potentially get from your physique. When I first worked out, this is another reason why I'm in great shape. When I first started working out, I wanted to see what my body was going to take me. I wasn't worried about the next man or lady beside me that got big arms or big legs. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't the next person. I wasn't worried about what somebody else was doing. I was worried about what can I get from my workouts. Me doing this, how is my body responding to it? When I eat, how do I feel? I went through some crazy diets, don't get me wrong, over time. Some stuff that I would never do again. Another reason why I always talk down on eating out, because I've experienced it. At one point, I was eating out every day. I used to be the trainer that said you can eat whatever you want and still look good as long as you put in the work. And I'm going to tell you one thing. I remember going to work one day, and I was like, dang, man, I got this pain. This pain just kept on growing in my stomach. It was growing and growing. At this time, I was eating out every day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Oh, nah, it ain't even that serious. You could be in great shape. It is what it is. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be all right. Man, I'm going to tell you one thing. My stomach couldn't even break down a goddamn gas. It couldn't break down what I was consuming because it was trash. Yeah, I look in great shape, but I wasn't healthy. It's another thing I want y'all to understand. There's a lot of people, even though there aren't really a lot of people that are in great shape, there are people out here that are in great shape that are unhealthy. That's the reality. I was one of those people at one time, at one point. Am I there now? No, I learned from my mistakes. I was like, you know what? How that affected me, I can't do that again. I was the trainer for years. You can eat whatever you want and you can get in great shape until I was affected by that. Once I was affected by that, do understand one thing. Once I was affected by that, it changed everything, man. I'm trying to tell you one thing. I changed everything. But once again, I'm tired of y'all at the end of the day. Keep saying it's genetics. It's not genetics. The average person is not working hard enough. The average person is not in the gym challenging themselves enough. I'm in the gym all day, y'all. I train clients. I see what people are doing on a regular basis all day. I go to train my client. Me and my client bounce through 4 exercises. Same person on the machine, just scrolling. They on the phone, man. I'm in the gym getting busy. No, you're not. You're on the machine chilling. That's not getting busy. I'm still waiting for you to do a couple reps. We knocked out 4 exercises already. 3 sets of 15. You still on the same thing. And this is another reason why a lot of people aren't getting results. You're not focused. You're not dialed in. You're worried about everything else. You're not doing it for you. You're doing it for everybody else. When you're trying to get in shape, if you want to really get in great shape, you need to do it for you. You're improving upon self. You need to do it for you. No one else. You don't need to do it because you just lost your job. You need to do it because you know you out of shape. You're not healthy. Fitness is another way to build longevity. I think people miss this. You can get in great shape if you stay consistent. If you stay consistent. You get where I'm going? If you stay consistent. The average person ain't consistent. I want you to ask yourself, and this is what I'm talking about, consistency. Have you worked out for a year? Have you really worked out for a year? Have you really seriously worked out at least 3 times a week minimum for at least a year? If you somebody right now that's been working out for at least 1 year, at least 3 times a week, type a 7 in the comments. Type a 7 in the comments. You ask me, am I live? I'm live. We on live right now. Do understand, we got one person, we got 1 7, 2 7s. That's what I'm talking about. That's different. That's consistency. If you worked out for at least 1 year right now, at least 3 times a week, you moving in the right direction. That's consistency. The average person can't say, we only got 2 7s in the building right now. We only got 2 7s. We got all these people on live and only got 2 7s. So that's a start. You need to be consistent. This is another reason why I say when it comes down to the fitness part, if you want to build consistency, do some of the things you enjoy that are going to keep you active. We got another 7. That's what I'm talking about, Lee. We got another 7. That's consistency. The average person think consistency is trying it for a month and then getting upset because they ain't get what they want. You ain't do nothing. You ain't do nothing. Mainly if you're only doing three days a week. Mainly if you're only doing 3 days a week. I always say this. You got to put in what you want to get out. So I always say this. We got to look at fitness like a job sometimes, right? If you work out 3 days, if you go to work 3 days a week in comparison to the regular 5 days a week, what's your check going to look like? It's going to look skimpy if you ask me. If you were to go to work instead of the 5 days a week you used to go, and you only go 3 days a week, what that check going to look like? This is what I'm talking about as far as consistency, and we getting upset that we ain't getting results. But we only going to the gym 3 times a week, but we want this top tier physique. Or we want a body like a god, and we only go to the gym 3 times a week. We got to make it make sense, y'all. We got to make it make sense. It ain't adding up. And I want you to soak in from this live, and let's make it make sense, y'all. Understand, if you're only going 3 times a week, what if you mess up throughout the week? What if you had 3 cheat days on accident? You got to outwork that. Because that's the thing that people don't realize. When you're out of shape, it's like being in debt. You can't reap the reap the benefits until you out of debt. You got to clear your debt first. You want to spend $2,000, and then you want to make 2,000. You at zero right now. You spent the 2K, you made it back, but you at zero. Same thing when it goes to the eating. You're going to eat a sandwich that's 900 calories, and you know, for one, greasy as I don't know what. Then you want to get the soda. Then you want to get the large fries. That's like 1,400 calories. And then when you jump on the treadmill, you approximately burned only 300. Look how much we got to work out. Look how much we got to work off. I wanted to make sense, y'all. I really wanted to make sense. You're not getting the physique, not because you ain't got the genetics. You're not putting in the work. You're not getting the 8 hours of sleep that you possibly could. I got 3 kids. I want y'all to understand this one thing. I got 3 children. It's no reason why I should look better than you. Mainly if you single. Mainly if you ain't got no kids. You got more than enough time. I got 3 children under 5 that I got to worry about on a regular basis. And I'm in great shape. I'm not in the gym all day because I don't got time to be in the gym all day. And when I say I'm not in the gym all day, I'm referring to me being able to work out all day by myself. I got clients to take care of. When I'm in the gym, I'm let me do this. You get where I'm going? We got to make it make sense, y'all. If you show, I'm going to ask you again. If you show up for work for only 3 days, in comparison to you being able to work 5 days, what that check going to look like? It's going to look weak to me. It's going to look weak to me. And like I said, if you're only going 3 days, now we got to overcome the things that we weren't able to do. That's one thing I don't want y'all to do. We don't got to outwork ourselves if we following these things that I've been talking about. Maximizing our recovery. And remember, I'm not talking about staying up late, barely getting sleep, jumping back up. You can't expect great results if you're not allowing the body to properly recover. Remember, sleep is a part of recovery. This is what helps your body repair itself from the damage that you've been putting through from the workouts in life. And I want y'all to understand, this is another reason why I keep saying, don't do this for nobody else, for you, because guess what? When life hits you, you're going to fall off. I see it so many times. Oh, I ain't going to fake, man. I'm trying to get back in the dating field. I'm trying to get right. As soon as you meet your spouse, you're not going to stay consistent. But you don't realize, mainly if you start building a nice physique, that might be one of the reasons why your spouse rocking with you right now. Do it for you. Do it to improve on self. Don't do it for nobody else. Don't do it for nobody else. Do it for you. And I want you to understand, it's you versus you at the end of the day. The reason why I'm in great shape is because guess what? When I went to the gym, I said, you know what? I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to worry about me. I'm not worried about what the dude beside me, because I can only curl 15 pounds right now, and he curling 45. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Everybody loves to compare somebody's 10 years to their 6 months. You only been in the game 6 months, and you want to compare yourself to somebody that's been doing this for 15 years. That's another reason why when I jump on live, I tell y'all all the time, don't worry about what I've been doing. Why are you so worried about me? Worried about the fundamentals that you need to work on. Are you reading the ingredients? That's real big. I say this all the time. Y'all, well, this one's low calorie. It say low calorie, but you're not realizing at the end of the day, when you flip it around and read the ingredients, it just got a bunch of chemicals in it to increase the shelf life. Come on now. Once again, I'm not saying you got to go extreme like me and my family and garden. You ain't got to do all of that. People always, hey, man, D, I ain't got time to garden. It's too expensive to eat healthy. No, it's not too expensive. The problem is it's not a priority. You don't see the difference to understand the difference. You ain't been implementing it long enough to see the true benefits. Working out for 1 month solid ain't good enough. It's not. Think about this. When you first get hired for a job, you got 90-day probation. You got a 90-day probation. You ain't even make it through the 90 days yet. And you talking about you been grinding hard. You just walked in the building. Another reason why I say you got to be careful too when putting a lot in at one time. Everybody, when they first start off, they ain't work out in 7 years, right? They ain't work out in 7 years. First month, they dropped 15 pounds. Second month, they only dropped 3. And they frustrated. What you frustrated for? You just dropped 15 pounds the first month. I get you were nowhere close, but you got to understand, you trying, when it comes to fitness, you trying to outsmart the body. The body ain't dumb. The body is paying attention to what you putting it through and it adjusts to it. Same situation when it comes down to gaining weight. People don't realize this. You don't just out of nowhere just start eating more. The body gets acclimated to it. You don't just out of nowhere. You used to eat 1 chicken sandwich, now you're eating 3. You don't just out of nowhere just eat 3 chicken sandwiches. The body got acclimated to it. You start feeding more and it got comfortable. The stomach expanded. And then from there, you're not even realizing, because you're eating things that is low gas, low quality gas, because remember I said food is like gas. If you're putting low quality gas in your vehicle will operate and perform at low levels. If you put low quality gas in your vehicle, the vehicle will what? Start operating at low levels. You don't realize you're not going to think as swiftly as you should. You're not realizing you're not going to be able to perform as much as you used to. But do understand one thing. When you feed the body a bunch of BS all the time, the body's going to get acclimated to it. It's going to get accustomed to it. It's going to want more of it. And then once it's loaded with a lot of these chemicals, what it's going to do? Attack the hormones. The hormones going to attack them. It's going to attack the hormones. Now you wanting all of this garbage. And I'm going to give you a great example of how I know this is the case. I remember a few years ago, I went on this extreme diet. No fast food, no restaurants, no nothing. Nothing for months. 4 months straight. No nothing. This is around the time the Popeyes chicken sandwich was going crazy. People was dying over the Popeyes chicken sandwich. Y'all remember this? Y'all remember what you was seeing on the news when it came down to that Popeyes chicken sandwich when they launched that thing? For me, I was like, man, it gotta be hype. That's crazy. It gotta be hype. No way. I'm phasing out the end of my diet. I was on an extreme diet. I wanted to look good. And I was looking real good. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and try out the chicken sandwich. Let me try it out. I tried it out. It was like 11:30 in the morning after a workout. I tried the joint out. You know what I realized? The next day around the same time, you know what I wanted? A Popeyes chicken sandwich. Like, what's going on? Why do I want this? This not adding up. So I'm like, you know what? I ain't even tripping. I'm not like most when it come down eating crazy. I'm not getting the fries. I'm not getting the soda. I just had the sandwich. So I was like, you know what? I ain't even tripping. Since I won it, I'm going to go get it tomorrow. It ain't even that big of a deal. Day 2 come around. Like I said, I copped the sandwich again. The day 3 come around with the sandwich again. Thinking to myself, yo, what the hell is in this sandwich? I want the sandwich again. It's day 3. Mind you, I didn't eat none of this garbage for months. I did some research. It was over 30 chemicals in the sandwich. And I'm like, it makes sense why I want this sandwich so bad. It makes sense why I want this sandwich so bad. This is another reason why I say you eating healthy for a month is not good enough. It's not going to be good enough. You got to retrain your palate. A lot of y'all don't even realize this. You got to retrain your palate. You do. You not realizing that you have to retrain your palate so your body reject a lot of this BS. Anything you take away from the body for a long time, generally the body's going to reject. I'm going to be real with y'all. Anything you take away from the body for a long time, generally the body rejects it. But in this scenario, when you fighting against chemicals in the food, the body ain't rejecting it. The body want it. It's craving it. It want it all the time. So I say that to say this. Read the ingredients. You need to know what's in the food. These companies are getting smart now. They label it natural, no antibiotics, all of this other stuff. The packaging look beautiful. Big label, big as I don't know what on it. And then when you consume it, you like, yo, something ain't right. Your energy level's low. It tastes better than what it is, and you don't even realize it's highly processed. We got to stop playing these games when it comes down to this food. We got to stop playing these games when it comes down to this food. You need to know how to source for foods the right way. If you're not, you're going to fall short every time. You're going to fall short every time. And you're wondering why it's taking you forever to get in shape. Because you keep going back to the things that are calling your name because of the hormones. But then on top of that, they ain't even nourishing the body. They're not doing nothing for the body. They're not. A lot of people love to think these foods are actually nourishing their body, and they not. They're low quality foods. I need you to stop putting regular gas in your vehicle. I need you to stop putting regular gas in your vehicle. It's not always about calorie counting. Me personally, not a day in my life I've ever weighed food. Am I saying that that's going to work for you? That's not what I'm going to say. That's not what I'm going to say. But I always tell people this. It's far more important to read the ingredients. I even see bodybuilders tell people all the time, oh, you can eat this. I'm like, bro, my man is telling you to really eat trash. This is highly processed. Why are you putting processed foods in your body when they're doing nothing for your body for at the end of the day? All it's doing is what? It's storing somewhere and creating a disease. That's all it is. Because if you can't get it out the body, all it's doing is creating a disease. And people don't want to have that conversation. This is another reason why I say having a lower body fat percentage reduces the risk, heart attack, diabetes, high cholesterol, so on and so forth. It says, how many times a day do you eat? You too worried about me. Once again, you too worried about me. It may vary. I don't eat 20 times a day. Everybody love to think that in order to look like me, you got to eat 10, 15 meals. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. And this me out of shape. This me small. It's me small. Me personally, I eat max 3. That's it. It's you trying to learn, but I want you to understand. You're trying to learn, but learning isn't what am I doing? It's what should you be doing. You get what I'm saying? If you really want to learn, it's the best thing I would recommend doing, right? Everything is relevant to what you're already doing. The average person is not working out as much as I'm working out. I do work out a lot. I'm a personal trainer. This is what pays my bills. I'm a full-time personal trainer. I'm a certified personal. I ain't no fitness influencer, none of that. You get what I'm saying? What I eat is relevant to my activity levels. I'm gonna start there. What I'm doing is relevant to my activity levels. I'm very active, but I still max eat 3 times a day. You don't have to eat as much as people make it seem. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people love to think that, oh, you gotta eat 6 times a day in order to keep this muscle on. They selling y'all a dream, dog. I've never in my life ate 7 times a day. Never, ever, ever. But the first thing you should do is download an app like MyFitnessPal. Everything you've been eating for the past 3 days, log it in MyFitnessPal. This is going to show you how many calories you're consuming. This is going to show you fats you're consuming, protein, carbohydrates. This is a great start. This is a great start because now people talk about a caloric deficit. You can easily start putting yourself in this window, mainly if you got the activity there. Is guess what? You can cut out some of them calories, mainly if you're trying to lose. Say you're consuming 5,000 calories a day. And you like, I ain't gonna fake, I wanna lose some weight. Slowly drop 300. Slowly drop 300. Feed your body less, drink more water. The average person don't even drink water. That's the crazy part. The average person is not even consuming enough water. Enough water. We talking about something that's so easy to get. So many people at the end of the day are so focused on what someone else is doing, but I need you to understand one thing. You need to focus on what works for you. See, he's talking about cream and rice every day. I don't even eat cream and rice. Is that even food? You know what I'm saying? Everybody does that. Everybody does different things. And this is another reason why I say take what somebody else say with a grain of salt. I'm giving you the basics. The basics. The small basics that's going to help you build the foundation. One, we talked about this with the food. Start off with reading ingredients. You have to understand, generally if it's in a box, when you flip it around, it's going to have some ingredients in there, because guess what? It's trying to increase the shelf life. Not everybody is doing what I'm doing. I'm not going to the store and getting salad dressing. I'm making my own salad dressing. You get what I'm saying? I'm a gardener once again. Not everybody's willing to go to the extreme that I'm going. How many of y'all are really going to start your own garden tomorrow? How many of y'all going to really start growing your own food? I grow food. I pull my from the dirt. You get what I'm saying? And wash it off. And guess what? Well, I'm not going to say wash it off, but clean it properly and then consume it. Not everybody's willing to do the extra that I'm willing to do. You get where I'm going? That's another reason why I say, if you have the budget to start a meal prep, then guess what? Do the meal prep service. You get where I'm going? But before you buy the foods, are they serving you high quality foods, or are they just really giving you BS? You get what I mean? There's going to be a price for everything. For me, like I said, I want premium gas. I drive a Ferrari. You get what I'm saying? So for me, I was like, you know what? I'm starting to notice that a lot of these grocery stores don't even show a lot. A good example of shows you how much y'all don't even know. There's 1,000 species of bananas. Y'all can probably only name 2. Plantain and yellow bananas. There's 1,000 species of bananas. It show you how much you're not getting. If you just think it's a red watermelon, you tripping. We got yellow, we got orange, we got sugar babies. It's so much other information out there that people don't even realize. But if you just go into your regular grocery store, you gonna get the bare minimum. You gonna get the bare minimum. You feel me? So I do want us to understand something at the end of the day. You can get more of what you want. You just got to follow some of the basics, man. The basics build a foundation. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overcomplicate it. You don't got to chug protein shakes all day. Your stomach bloated. Your farts stink. Come on now. These are signs that ain't working for your body. It's not. That don't work for you at the end of the day. Look, I don't take creatine. Come on now. You don't need to do all of that stuff. And I always tell people this. If you're going to go that route and do these things, do me a favor and understand one thing. You need to be training for a while. If you just starting off, you don't need all of that to get great results, to drop your body fat percentage. You can do some of the basics. Are you working out at least 3 times a week? Are you working out at least 3 times a week to start off? Don't overcomplicate it. I know you might want the top tier physique, but you're not realizing at the end of the day, I want to work out 5 days a week, but you keep falling short 3. Stick to the 3 for right now. Tighten up on your nutrition. Don't overcomplicate these things. Don't overcomplicate these things. I don't do calisthenics. I lift weights. I'm a weightlifter. I show y'all that all the time. That's one thing I tell people all the time. If you want to get in shape quick and easy, if you want to get, it says genetics is also, I never said genetics is not a thing, but I do need to understand the average person ain't even working hard enough to even know their genetic limitations. I keep saying this. The average person does not even work out enough to even know their genetic limitations. There's 3 things you need to focus on. And I'm telling y'all right now, there's a lot of people at the end of the day, that don't even do all of these things to the best of their abilities. Maximize their recovery, maximize their training, and maximize their nutrition. The average person ain't doing all of that. The average person is not doing all of that to even say what they can genetically do. I don't know anybody in my family that look like me. I don't know anybody in my family that looks as good as me. I'm going to be real with y'all. This is another reason why I keep telling y'all. Genetics is a cop-out. If you're not working hard enough, or you ain't been training for 3, 4, 5 years, because there is levels to this too. People don't want to talk about that. I've been aging like wine since I get better and better. Better and better every year. I'm 34. I've been working out since I'm 3. In sports, by the way, not lifting weights. I didn't start lifting weights until 18. That's when I first started lifting weights, by the way. I didn't start lifting weights until I turned 18. But I've been playing sports all my life. It said genetics really only matter to the top. Exactly. The average person at the end of the day is not working out enough to even use genetics as an excuse. We just asked on a live a few seconds ago. If you've been, matter of fact, I'm going to ask again and we're going to see how many people put a 7. If you've been working out for at least 1 year, at least 3 times a week, this ain't even extreme. Put a 7 in the comments right now. If you've been working out for at least 1 year, for a complete year, non-stop, put a 7 in the comments right now. I want to see it. I want to see it. We got 70 people on the live right now. That means I should be seeing 72 people right now drop a 7. Right here, we only got 1. I'll wait. I got 6 people right here that didn't even... The 6 people, we got 1 person that say they worked out for a year. 3 times a week. So you bringing up genetics. You the only person. And then on top of that, we're not even just talking about working out for at least 3 times a week. You had to be on top of your nutrition. You had to be on top of your recovery. There's so many components. And I see it all the time. I've been training for a long... I want y'all to understand, I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. I used to manage a training department. I had anywhere between 6 to 18 trainers, depending on the location. So you talking to somebody, one of my gyms had 2,400 check-ins a day. I've seen it all. I'm not new to this. I didn't just start training yesterday. This is my life. This will pay my bills. This ain't me just trying to figure it out or trying to show y'all I'm an influencer. I can tell you damn near how much you gonna pay, what gym membership you go to. I worked out at Lifetime, Equinox, LA Fitness, Planet Fitness, Fitness Revolution. I can name a bunch of gyms. That's just one hand. That's just one hand. I've been around the block. I've seen a lot of people. I know what type of people go to certain gyms. The average person at the end of the day ain't even working out hard enough to talk about genetics. YMCA though, definitely. I work at the YMCA right now. I work out at the YMCA right now. And I'm one of the top people that's in there, that's in shape. The average person ain't that in shape going to these gyms. UFC, I've been there before. Matter of fact, one of the goals I used to go to, used to do boxing. I'm just giving y'all a game, man. I ain't new to this, I'm true to this. I've been around the block when it come down to fitness. And this is why I'm giving y'all this game. I ain't just get 1 certification. I've already had 3 certifications out all the years. I say, you know what, ISSA, let's move on to something else. NASM, let's move on to something else. You get what I'm saying? I'm always in a book. If I can go in the house and show y'all, I have easy over 80 books of just fitness from different people. From calisthenics to weightlifting. Come on now, you're not talking to somebody that just been doing this. The average person at the end of the day ain't working out 3 times. I don't see no more 7s. I don't see no more 7s. I damn near want to go back and count the 7s that we seen, because it wasn't a lot out of all of these people that's in the live. It wasn't more than 10. It wasn't more than 15. So once again, I say that to say this. The average person keeps using genetics as an excuse. And guess what? They ain't even been a daggone 15% body fat percentage. They ain't even been 15% body fat percentage. They ain't been working out that long. If that was the case, the obesity rate wouldn't be what it is right now. Because it just keep climbing up every year. It just keep climbing up every year. The obesity rate just keeps climbing every year. That's all I'm trying to say, man, at the end of the day. You can get what you want if you put in the work. You can get what you want if you put in the work. Stop following these idiots on social media. They keep telling you can't get it because they want to feel cool because they in shape. I want more people to get in shape like me. You can get it. You got to put in the work. You got to eat good. You got to train hard. And what else you got to do? You got to maximize your recovery. You can get it too. Don't sleep on it. And you ain't got to shoot nothing. All the sports enhancement. I don't even understand why people take information from bodybuilders and they ain't even doing what bodybuilders do. Oh, I want my arms to look like him. He takes stuff. You don't. You don't want to take anything. And they selling you protein shakes, making it seem like the protein shake gonna have you look like cuz. No, it's not. Oh, you gotta take the creatine because the creatine gonna make you get arms like him. No, it's not. He's taking a foreign object and putting it in his body. You're not gonna look like that. And even if you do that, you're still not going to look like that. So I need us to understand, put in the work. Put in the work. Stop being lazy and put in the work. You can get it. I'm telling you, I never in my life thought I would look the way that I do. I never thought in my life I would look the way that I do. And the only reason why I was able to get to this level is because when I failed, I wanted more. I said, dang, my chest ain't look like I thought it was going to look. Let me do some more. In stages, though. Don't force feed the body. The body got to... I need people to understand, you don't just get strong overnight. You got to constantly feed the body. The body knows how to respond to it. You got to constantly feed the body. The body knows how to respond to it. Then you go in stages. You don't just get stronger overnight. Slow and steady wins the race. Y'all still let that small story go over your head. Don't let that story go over your head. The tortoise won the race, not the hare. I remember starting my fitness journey with so many other people. I look better than them because I took the tortoise approach, slow and steady. Take my time. I see somebody benching more, he's just stronger than me. Nobody can tell me anything. When I first started lifting out, I was struggling with the bar. The bar. The bar. Not a 10 on it. Not a 25 on it. Not a 45 on it. Everybody, 135 is easy. Dog, when I first started working out, I could barely lift the 45-pound bar. It's not where you start, it's how you finish. You got to stay consistent, though. You have to stay consistent. Don't fall a victim to what all these other people are telling you and trying to teach you this so-called shortcut. It ain't no shortcuts. It's not. It ain't no shortcuts when it comes down to this. You got to put in the work. You have to know what to feed the body and pay attention to how the body responds to it. You have to know what to feed the body and how the body responds to it. That's how you're going to get what you want. That's how you're going to get what you want. If you want a shortcut, all you got to do is hire somebody like me. I'm going to teach you what to do. Do you take I don't take any supplements whatsoever. I don't take multivitamins. I don't take pre-workout. I don't drink coffee. I don't do any of that. I don't. You don't need that shit. You need sleep. You need to understand nutrition. Stop looking for shortcuts. People don't realize this. A supplement at the end of the day is supposed to supplement what you aren't getting from your daily intake, from the food you consume. A supplement is supposed to supplement what you aren't getting from the daily foods the foods that you consume on a regular basis. That's it. Don't overcomplicate this. I don't do none of that. I don't do any of it. I'm not about to spend an extra $300 for no reason to put some powder in water. I'm not saying I've never done these things before. I've tried protein shakes. They didn't work for me. I was tired of being gassy. It was nothing that I ate and consumed on a regular basis outside. Peanuts do that to me. I'm not gonna fake. If I consume a lot of cashews, I get bloated and I get gassy. Outside of that, nothing else. Nothing else. I was consuming I was chugging a pre-term. I'm like, dog, this ain't working for me, bro. I can't do this. The powder is everywhere. The shaker cups stink. I'm gassy as I don't know what. I wasn't that gassy before I started consuming this. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? People I see take creatine. Once they stop taking creatine, it look like a flat tire. It look like a freaking flat tire. I see it so many times. Oh, I take that monohydrate, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm buff as I don't know what. I do what I do. Once my man cycle off of it, I'm like, dog, you look like a flat tire. You don't even look like the same person. I'm just telling you what I've experienced. The one thing I used to do on a regular basis, and I only did it one time out of the year, was BCAAs. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. On the back of the label, it threw me off. It said something like may affect hormones, do not take with surgery. And I kept on looking at it. And I'm like, this throwing me off. Like, this throwing me off. And I'm going to tell y'all one thing. I used to work at GNC. You feel me? I used to work at GNC. I used to work at GNC. I worked at GNC for 3 years. For 3 years. So I'm just giving you some game of things that I've been through. I'm not saying, if you want to take those things, by all means, do what you do. I'm not saying that you shouldn't take these things. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying you shouldn't take them. If you want to take them, you want to spend your hard-earned money on that, do what you're going to do. But at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you one thing. For me, where I'm at in my life, I'm going to go ahead and do the gardening. I don't need coffee. I can just drink beets. Beets going to take you to, not the powder, pull a beet from the ground. I grow beets. Onions, lettuce, eggplant, watermelon, lettuce. I think I already said lettuce. I grow a lot of stuff, and I'm not saying that you got to do all of that. I'm not saying that you got to do it, and I'm not saying at the end of the day that supplements, you shouldn't take them. Me personally, like I said, I'm just not at the point that it's no need. I've been at a top tier physique without them. What do I need them for? The people that are selling you the supplements want your money. That's what they want. You don't need no daggone pre-workout. You need sleep. If you tired with your workout, go to sleep. And yes, I do still. I love steak. Steak is one of my favorite. Steak, chicken, fish. Yes. I eat a variety. Me personally, I eat a variety. I eat abundance. But at the end of the day, I know where the source for my food. I try to get the bulk of my fruits and vegetables from the farmer's market. Then from there, I go to a few different grocery stores when it comes down to it. So I want y'all to understand, you can get a lot more of what you want. You need to know how to go about it. Supplements, it tells me at the end of the day, you being lazy. You don't realize it's creatine and steak. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to digest as fast as the powder, but you ain't got to cycle in and out of it. You get what I'm saying? I'm just giving you game. And farmers markets are not that much more expensive than the grocery store. A lot of people love to think going to the farmers market is going to break your pockets. No, going to Whole Foods is going to break your pockets. That's why they call it whole paycheck. And everything there we ain't going to go into all of that. But I just want you to understand, you have to know how to source for your foods. Don't overcomplicate this. Think about this. I've been on live for an hour. I ain't sell you nothing. I ain't sell you no training programs. I'm giving you free game. I'm giving you free game. I'm giving you free game for free 99 that you can utilize all this information I'm giving you right now and get the physique that you want. You just have to put in the work. It's going to take time. Rome was not built overnight. Rome was not built overnight. You have to take the time. Everybody, what do you do to do this? You have to make sure your body absorbs everything that you're putting it through, and understand that the body is smart. It adapts quickly. The body adapts. You have to stay consistent. It's not, what's the best exercise to get the best arms? You got to have a low body fat percentage to even see your arms. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Everybody on this live right now has a six-pack. Everybody. The only thing that's stopping you from seeing your six-pack is your body fat percentage. Your body fat percentage is too high. That's why you don't see the abs. And I want you to understand, in order to see the abs, you don't need a fat burner. You don't. You don't. People keep saying getting in shape is hard. It's not. You just don't want to spend the time. It takes time. Another thing I'm sick of is people ask, what's the difference? How do you bulk? What do you do to cut? I don't do none of that. I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not. I have a six-pack all year around. I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not. I'm not a bodybuilder. I don't have a bulking season. I don't have a cutting season. I don't do that. You don't see me on stage flexing. I'm not a fitness model. I'm not that guy. But I can teach you how to drop your body fat percentage. I can teach you how to get in great shape. You got to put in the work. And we talked about the 3 things you need to focus on: recovery, nutrition, and training. Your training is building your physique. Look at training as the blocks that you put in to be able to build your house. It's the foundation. But do understand, when you're training, you're breaking your body down. This is another reason why training is at the bottom, recovery is at the top, because guess what you have to do? You got to climb right back up to the top of the totem pole. People always talk about nutrition, but then they forget the importance of training and they forget the importance of recovery. You need all three. Don't just focus on one. I know a lot of people that eat extremely healthy and their bodies don't look like nothing. They don't look, their bodies aren't in tip-top shape. Their bodies aren't tough. Come on now. We seen it with Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi, Dr. Sebi doesn't have a physique I want to require. You get where I'm going? I know a lot of people that eat good. I'm around, they spend top tier on their food. But they don't train a certain way, so their body ain't going to look a certain way either. So do understand 3 things. This is why I keep telling y'all 3 things you need to focus on. Training, nutrition, and recovery. I put recovery first. Nutrition second. I put nutrition second because you're always going to have to what? Tighten up on your nutrition. Look at, come on, man. You got me in tears, man. Sometimes when you get on live, I think it's so crazy how you can give people great information. It's always a hater. But do understand one thing. You can get exactly what you want. I'm not making it harder than what it got to be. You said drop the workout plan and roll into the program. I got programs you can take advantage of. It's not about drop. I give you actually show, if you look at my profile, I show you exactly what I do. I show you exactly what I do, and I give you the game. Like I said, don't focus on what other people are doing. Focus on what works best for you. I'm a certified personal trainer. So at the end of the day, I'm giving you a lot of free game. If you want the workouts of what you should be doing for you, I can build a program for you, no problem. You just got to enroll into a program. But at the end of the day, if you ain't got the budget for that, do understand one thing. You can utilize the exercises that I give you on a regular basis. I tell people this all the time. There's no such thing as male or female workouts. We do the same stuff. There's no such thing as male or female workouts too. I'm tired of seeing that. There's no such thing. Females do the same thing males do. Lat pull down work for males and females. Squats work for males and females. Hip thrust work for males and females. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overcomplicate it. People love to overcomplicate things that shouldn't even be complicated. There's no such thing as male or female workouts. It's not. For those who keep thinking that's a thing, it's not. It's not. I do hip thrusts just like women. I do kickbacks just like women. Do understand, males, you should be training your glutes. Because guess what? Glutes is the strongest muscle at the end of the day. You want to lift more in your squats? You want to lift more in your deadlifts? Start lifting them hip thrusts. Stop going heavy with the hip thrusts. These things make a tremendous difference. These things make a tremendous difference when it comes down to results. You can build the physique that you want at the end of the day. You just have to know how to go about it. Don't overcomplicate it at the end of the day. Follow the basics that I gave you. Recovery, nutrition, and training. Do understand, I always say, if you want to see the potential physique that you might be able to acquire, look at the sport and how that individual trains. You'll be able to see certain things. You'll see the difference between, a great example is a wide receiver and a basketball player. They look different. Wide receiver is going to be more cut up because guess what? They running fast, then they stop. The basketball player is running up and down, up and down, up and down. Same concept with a marathon runner. It's a lot harder for them to what? Keep on more muscle. Same thing for all them cyclists that cycle 100 miles. It's harder to keep on more muscle. That's why they're smaller. That's why they don't look like they got a boatload of muscle. And a lot of them don't need to do a lot of the secondary work like bicep curls, tricep extensions. You get where I'm going? You got to understand some of the basics to be able to build the body that you want. But I want you to understand, stop following these influencers that's really just trying to rip you off and take your money. Stop following all these influencers that's just trying to rip you off and take your money. They telling you, oh, if you chug this protein shake, you look like me. You're not going to look like them because that person is taking something. You don't know what they're doing behind closed doors. How many influencers have told us that they take nothing and they got exposed? We see that they take something. So why are we going to keep believing these people? Why? Why? I'm giving you free game, free 99. I'm giving you free game. I'm telling you how to shop. We talked about how to shop. Everything's not as I told you. I go to farmers markets. Farmers markets are directly from the source. Remember, when it comes down to a grocery store, at the end of the day, the grocery store has a contract with a farmer that is most likely not in your area. It's getting shipped from here. So how long has it been on a truck? How long did it take to get here? Did the truck break down? These little things matter. You get what I'm saying? I get to go to the garden and just pull it from the ground. I pull it straight up from the ground. And now I can eat it. So I need us to understand. You need to know where your food is coming from. We talked about beef. There's different cuts of the cow. Filet mignon is going to be a lot different than porterhouse. Porterhouse has more flavor because it got more fat on it. You get where I'm going? You got to know a lot of these basics. Stop using these crash diets and thinking that, oh, I did the crash diet and then this happened. Appreciate the roses, by the way. So I need us to understand a crash diet ain't going to do nothing but put you back in the same situation. Another thing some people fail to realize, your weight fluctuates 7 pounds on a regular basis anyway. One of the most accurate times to weigh yourself is going to be in the morning. Keep telling y'all, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I've been doing this for a long time. Think about this. If you taking a protein shake right now and you bloated and you gassy, that's your body telling you, this ain't for me. This ain't for me. I used to work at GNC for a long time, 3+ years easy. I'm not just shooting crap. I'm telling you things that I've learned over the years, and I'm giving you free game because I want people to get in great shape. You can get in shape too. You just gotta put in the work. You just gotta put in the work. Stop relying on the supplements. Supplements at the end of the day should be supplemented from your daily intake. It's what you're consuming on a regular basis. I'm not able to get this, so I gotta put this in it. You get what I mean? It's hard for you to get iron. It's hard for you to get zinc because the things that you consume on a regular basis, it just ain't in there. These are things you need to keep in mind. He said he putting us on game. Lock in, y'all. I appreciate that. I'm telling y'all, I'm trying to get you to understand that you do it the healthy way, to do it the right way. So that way, when you fall off, you still look the same. I tell people this all the time. Last year was a very challenging year for me. I had 2 car accidents back to back that took me out of shape for 2 years. And it looked like I was still working out, and I wasn't working out. It looked like I was still working out. People like, yo, like, you in great shape. What do you do? Like right now, I'm just going to physical therapy. I'm not even working out. I'm going to physical therapy. No way. What you take? Nothing. I eat good already. I have a 6-pack all year. All year, and it's not from no fat burner. It's because I understand how to eat and what to eat. Once again, I'm a gardener. I grow my own food. I go the extra mile. I go the extra mile. Come on now. I go the extra mile. I grow my own food. I'm gonna wait a year in order to get my raspberry bush going. Yeah, it take a year for raspberries to grow. I'm gonna wait the 6 to 8 months for me to be able to pull my onions out the ground. Yeah, I'm just saying. It says coach preaching facts. No cap. Look, no cap detected. I appreciate that. Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm not shooting crap. I'm not going to get on here and spill lies about. If I'm doing it, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to be real. That's why I said before when I jumped on, I don't want you to make it seem like I'm bashing supplements at the end of the day. I'm not going to make it seem like I'm bashing supplements at the end of the day, but I do feel as though people are entirely too dependent on supplements. Too dependent, and they still not putting in enough work. First of all, you shouldn't be taking a protein shake if you're not consuming enough protein. It's so easy for the average person to consume protein. It's easy. No, I'm not vegan. I eat everything. I have a balanced diet. I eat my fruits. I eat my vegetables. I eat my carbohydrates, which is fruits and vegetables, depending on which ones you consume. And I consume my proteins. Protein is one of the easiest things that you can consume. The reason why y'all keep thinking y'all need protein shakes because a lot of bodybuilders work out so much. This is something that they can use to help reduce muscle soreness, muscle aching. This is trying to accelerate the process of recovery because they work out so much. The average person ain't working out 8 to 10 workouts a week. That's a lot. If you really factor in what I just said. A lot of bodybuilders work out 8 to 10 workouts a week. You get where I'm going? So these things are different. That's why they're selling you that. They work out a lot. He said rice and chicken every day. And literally, that's all they eat. Rice and chicken every day. For me, rice and chicken is not everything you need when it comes down to your body's. It's not everything you need when it comes down to food. When I look at the bodybuilders' meals, I'm like, where are the vegetables, bro? You keep showing me asparagus. That's it. You ain't showing me nothing else. You keep showing me asparagus. It's the only thing I see them eat is asparagus, chicken, and rice, and fish. And then they tell you, oh, I eat cream and wheat. Like, where's the food? Where's the food? Like I said, when you go to these farmers markets, you'll be able to see exactly okra, Brussels sprouts. Definitely a primary example. So I need y'all to understand, the more you educate yourself on, start off, like I said, what fruits and vegetables are in season. What fruits and vegetables are in season. This is going to show you what's within reach, what's of abundance. You're going to pay a little bit more if it's not in abundance in this area. There's going to be little things like avocados and pineapples that we're not growing in this area. We're not growing in this area. We're getting it from somewhere else. We not growing no damn pineapples or no avocados around us. We getting it from somewhere else. That got to come on the ship. That got to come on the boat. It is what it is. There are going to be fruits and vegetables like that that's coming off the boat. It is what it is. But you got to know these things to understand these things. So when the price go up, it's like, oh, that makes sense. That make a lot of sense now. I see why that went up in price. It went up in price because it's not of abundance. It's out of season right now. The more you understand about what fruits and vegetables are in season, guess what? Guess what? You moving in all the right direction. It says, how do I find out my body fat percentage? Just spend a little bit of money on the scale. I always say, if you're going to buy a scale, spend at least $100 on the scale. It's going to make your life that much easier. Or just go to your doctor. Go check out with your primary care. For all my males that are on this live right now, you should be getting checked out on a regular basis. For all my males that are on this live, stop waiting until it's the end of the end to now finally want to check yourself out. You should be getting a checkup every year when it comes down to your health to see how healthy you are. Get your test levels done, get your blood work done every year. You should be doing this. Same goes for females, but it's a bigger issue for males. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a bigger issue for males. It said, do you have energy for tips throughout the day? Go to sleep. Go to sleep and change up your foods. If you're consuming more high quality foods, you'll see your energy levels go to a whole nother level. The average person don't even realize their energy levels are low because they're not consuming enough vegetables. They're not consuming enough vegetables. The average person is not consuming enough vegetables. And I'm not just talking about asparagus. I'm not just talking about them crusty Caesar salads that people keep telling me they eating and they being healthy. No, it's not healthy. You get what I'm saying? It says how much straight sleep. It's not necessarily about sleep straight. It's about being able to get quality sleep. That's what people fail to realize. I want you to look up the stages of sleep. If you're not dreaming, sometimes you might not be reaching all the stages of sleep. Just be mindful of that. Just be mindful of that. Try to get as much sleep as you can, and uninterrupted sleep, by the way, too. This is I work overnight. You working overnight doesn't make a difference. Your biological time clock is different. Remember, you working overnight is the same concept if you live in California. The time zone is different. That's the same concept if you live in Tokyo. Only difference is when you here at nighttime is night instead of day. You get what I mean? And do me a favor, when it comes down to your workouts, try to do your workouts before work or after work, just to make sure you get busy. But don't overcomplicate it and be like, I work overnight. I got plenty of people that work overnight that still get great results. You just got to make sure you get your sleep in. I tell y'all this, I've been telling y'all this whole live. I have 3 children. Look at the shape I'm in. I got 3 children, under 5. And for those who have kids, you know 3 children under 5, that's a lot of work. Some of y'all struggling with 1 child. I got 3. One of my son is 1. My daughter turns 3 the end of this month, and my oldest turned 5 next month. So I just want you to understand, I'm not just shooting trash. I'm not just shooting trash. I live this. You got to have a plan. You got to have a structure. You know how I get my personal workouts in? You know how I get my personal workouts in at the end of the day? I schedule them in, and I stand on that. I'm able to take my kids to kids club for 1 hour and 30 minutes, and I'm telling you right now, they in there for the 1 hour and 30 minutes, and we getting busy. We getting busy with the workout. I don't work out as much as I used to with my clients. I stopped doing that because it was taken away from the results that I personally wanted, and it was too much on my body because I'm doing 2 sets with this person. The next thing you know, I'm doing half of a workout with another client, and then when it's time for me to do my workout, I'm just overtraining. It's unnecessary. You want to train smart, not hard. And when you train smart, you are training hard. You're just effectively challenging yourself. You don't have to lift extremely heavy weight to have a nice physique at the end of the day. I say, is it bad to eat lean beef? So when it comes down to what you should and shouldn't eat, it's going to be relative to your digestive system. Some people's bodies do well with beef. Some people's bodies don't do well with beef. So I can't say if that's good for you, but do understand I consume beef. You get where I'm going? It's the same concept of gluten and gluten-free. Some people's body does well with gluten. They can process it without a problem. Some people's body, it doesn't work for them at all. So they have to stay with gluten-free. It's another reason why I say, if you're somebody that wants a program, I offer programs. I'm a certified personal trainer. I'm a certified personal trainer. If you wanted to enroll into a program, all you got to do is message me. That's it. All you got to do is message me. We can set up a consultation. That's not a problem. It says advice for cutting or toning. I'm not going to say I don't use the word cutting, but you just want to drop your body fat percentage. When it comes down to dropping body fat percentage, what you need to focus on is going to be maximizing your recovery. So I want y'all to understand this is something I think I'm tired of hearing too. You do the same things you do to gain weight, you just eat more. And you do the same things you do to lose weight and tone up. You do the same things. Everybody thinks it's something drastically different that you do. You do the exact same thing, to be real with y'all. There's no drastic difference to if I cut, I got to do all of this. You can just easily, so like, for example, if I want to drop, like in the summertime, I'm going to be honest with you, I like to drop a few pounds just to be lighter. I like to be quicker. And in the wintertime, for me, I want to lift a little bit heavier. And I don't move as much. So the only thing different that I do is really add more steps. So in the summertime, I'm taking easily 15,000 steps a day. And in the wintertime, for me, I'm doing at least 10. 10 might be my max. Sometimes I might do a little bit more, but I'm not as active with the walking in the wintertime. But you relatively do a lot of the same things when it comes down to it. Everybody thinks you're doing something drastically different. The only thing you want to focus on, once again, is reducing the body fat if you're somebody that's looking to be more toned. So the lower you are in body fat percentage, the more definition you are going to see at the end of the day. I do want to be clear on that. Do we got any more questions though? Because I do got to get back to work. I actually got to train my clients. But I did want to jump in here and give y'all a lot of game. I do want to say thank you to everybody that's tapped in on this live. I do want to say thank you to everybody that's tapped in on this live. For those that's on TikTok, this live will be on YouTube. For those who are on TikTok, this live will be on YouTube. So all you got to do is go to my profile. You click that link. My YouTube page is right there. The information from everything from this live is going to be on the YouTube. So just be mindful of that because I'm streaming live on YouTube at the same time. I want to say thank you to everybody that's tapped in on this live. I just want you to understand you can achieve a top tier physique if you put in the work. You just got to learn how to eat, maximize your recovery, maximize your training. We saw it on the live. It wasn't a lot of 7s. Out of all the people that was in the building, it wasn't a lot of people that tapped 7. So that already says we need to focus on at least dedicating a year to getting in shape. Don't get frustrated if you don't get what you want. This is another reason why I always say make sure you have a short-term goal and a long-term goal. Your long-term goal can be, oh, I want to get to 12% body fat percentage. Your short-term goal can be, I want to squat 135 pounds. Your short-term goal can be, I want to do a plank for at least 1 minute. Your short-term goal can be, I want to work to be able to do 5 days a week in the gym, because not everybody's body can handle working out 5 days a week. Athletes love to make it seem like everybody's an athlete. Not everybody trains like an athlete. That's another reason why I say at the end of the day, it's not always about genetics, because the average person is not training that hard. I do want to be clear on that. Any more questions before we stab out? Once again, thank you to everybody that's tapped in on this live. A lot of information was given. A lot of game was given. A lot of information was given. A lot of game was given. Any more questions? It says, what's your weight and what's your height? I'm 5'9.5". Right now, I'm with 150, 158. And this me being small. My highest weight is 170. But I tell people this all the time. Don't worry about me, worry about you. I've been training for a long time. I do want to make that clear again. Don't worry about me, worry about you. I've been training for a long time. I've been in shape all my life. I've been in shape all my life. You get what I'm saying? This is 1, 2, 3 for me. And like I said, this is my full-time job. I get paid to train people. I charge $500 for once a week. You get 4 sessions a month. 4 sessions a month for $500 a month, or you do 4 sessions a week. 4 sessions a week for $1,400 a month. So they just go to show you, I know what I'm talking about, and people be paying. So I do want that to be clear. I know what I'm talking about. And I know I've been doing this for a long time. Like I said before, I had anywhere between 6 to 18 trainers at one point when I was working for a gym. I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. I first started working out. My mom is a nurse. My dad was military. So my dad being in the military built the discipline. And that's another reason why I always talk about health first when I jump on live. I love to talk about health first because of my mom. My mom was a nurse. I understand the importance of what to eat. I understand that working out 7 days a week is not realistic. You get what I'm saying? Little things like that. But with that said, since we ain't got no more questions, you all have a great weekend. Make sure you get your workout in if you haven't already. And make sure, turn on those notification bells, whatever the case may be, so you can be notified the next time we jump on live. And in the meantime, do me a favor, take advantage of all of the free information that I give on these social media platforms. A lot of people fail to realize I always give free information on social media platforms, because I learned a lot about how to get in shape from a lot of some greats online. I'm just doing the same thing. I just want to give people free game that they can utilize to get in great shape. If you want to accelerate the process, like I said, all you got to do is tap in with the kid. We got programs available. Online programs. We got virtual training. We got in-person training. You get where I'm going? If you want me to accelerate the process and make it that much easier for you and do something specifically for you, all you got to do is tap in with one of those programs. But with that said, thanks again for everyone who has jumped in on live. This has been one of the best lives we had in quite some time. And we got more lives to come. So I'm going to see you soon. You feel me?